So a couple days ago, I watched the movie Searching for the first time, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought John Cho and Deborah Messing were both great, and I liked the whole gimmick of the movie being found footage through computer screens. In fact, I feel like watching the movie on my computer made it more effective. But I actually feel like if I had seen it when it came out, it might have actually been one of my favorite movies of 2018. I loved it that much. Oh well, live and learn. Now I've seen its spiritual sequel in theaters, so here are my thoughts on that. Missing. So Missing, like I said, is a spiritual sequel to the movie Searching, which came out in 2018. And by spiritual sequel, I mean it has none of the characters from Searching. It's a different situation with different characters. But in the vein of Searching, it's another investigation mystery told through found footage with computer screens and screen share and FaceTime. It stars Storm Reid as June. She's 18 years old. Her mother goes on vacation to Colombia with her new boyfriend. But on the day she's supposed to come home, she's missing. And so now, once again, we have another missing person movie. We're solving the mystery of why her mother hasn't come home, and secrets unravel from there. And here we go. And I thought this movie was pretty good. Did I like it as much as Searching? No. Mainly because there are some parts in this movie that are pretty much rehashes from Searching. Like this thing that happens in this movie Missing happened exactly the same way in Searching. It's like a rehash of the scene. The same thing happened in Searching. I mean, not exactly, of course, because Searching was about a father searching for his missing daughter. Missing is kind of an inverse. It's a daughter searching for her missing mother. Which actually, I made a comparison. Searching is like Finding Nemo for adults. It's pretty much what it is. In fact, the first few minutes of Searching are pretty similar to the first few minutes of Finding Nemo. Just saying. But alright, back to Missing. Can we talk about Storm Reid for a minute? Because she is really getting her name out there. I hate to say that she started off on the wrong foot with me because the first movie I saw her in was A Wrinkle in Time, which also came out in 2018. It's good to know that that movie was not her fault, because she's a good young actress. This movie really allowed her to show us what she's made of. Yeah, I thought she was great. She conveys the emotions very well of that separation anxiety, which you totally understand because she's 18 years old. Although she doesn't have the best relationship with her mom at first, she does still care about her, in a way that any kid should. This is probably among the best acting I've seen from her yet, and I'm curious to see what she does next. Actually, she's gonna be in The Last of Us, right? Yeah, so good for her. There's another character in this movie that she contacts. His name is Javi. He's played by Joaquin de Almeida, and he was really good too. I don't want to give too much away, but he's pretty much the most prominent other supporting character in this movie. He plays a big part, and it really works for the most part. There were a couple points where I was like, alright, I don't know if a complete stranger would be willing to do that for someone he doesn't know. I don't know, maybe he's just a good Samaritan. And thank goodness he is though, because he does help. Now, as I said before, I do like the whole gimmick of this movie being shown through computer screens, and I'm pretty sure that's because I personally spend half my life in front of a computer screen, so the movie's really relatable to me that way. I can't be the only one, right? I mean, computers these days, that's how we see the world. It's how we get our news, it's how we talk to our friends. Like, I will admit, Twitter is my morning newspaper. I wake up, I check Twitter, and I see the news. It's just real. That's how our society has evolved over the decades. So I thought it was actually a really smart move of whoever came up with this idea to do it. To tell a movie through those means. It's clever, it's unique, I like it. It works for me. It might not work for everybody. Like, if you're, I'll say, a few decades older than me, then you might not like it so much. But I, for one, really dug it. I should really give my props for that to the movie Searching, since that did it first. At this point in the movie Missing, it's not new anymore. Just saying. That being said, the plot of this one does get a little unbelievable a couple of times. Like I said, when it comes to Javi, he does a couple of things where I was like, he must be a really good Samaritan. But it's not just him. A few times in this movie I was like, I don't know if that would happen like that. And I know Searching had a couple of moments like that as well, but in this one I felt it a little more. If you say it's unfair for me to compare this movie to Searching, I do disagree. This is the next movie in the Searching franchise. It takes place in the same world, so I think it's fair. As for the score in this movie, I thought it was alright. In fact, there were a couple of pretty cool moments. It's actually kind of jarring to hear a score in a movie like this, since again, it is kind of found footage-ish, and found footage movies usually don't have score. But both Searching and Missing have musical scores, and they both generally sound the same even though they were written by different composers. I do like those moments in the score where it's like amping up. It sounds like the very beginning of Deathly Hallows Part 1, like the Horcrux sound is building up over the opening logos and then just cuts to silence. And when it does cut, it shows something funny on the screen, like a humorous moment. I like those moments. I laugh. They're pretty funny. They happen in Searching, they happen in Missing. The humor in both these movies is actually pretty good, because it has to do with computers and social media. Again, very relatable. I was like, I get that. That's funny. It's a thing that adults, again, who are older than me might not get. It's a generational thing, you know? I appreciate that. Like in 20 years, I can look back on this movie and be like, oh yeah, back when I was in my 20s. It's a time-stamped movie. Good shit. So in the end, I thought Missing was alright. If you've seen the movie Searching, this is nothing you haven't seen before. Actually, I would recommend watching Searching before you see this. But the acting in this movie was really good, Storm Reid in particular. I like the plot, even though there are a couple of unbelievable things at times. Not throughout the whole movie, it's not like ridiculous. Just a couple of things here and there where you're like, okay. I don't think that person would do that or react that way. But I like the gimmick of this movie being told through computer screens. If they make one more movie like this, and it lands and it's good, then this could be a pretty solid trilogy. And that's never a bad thing. For Missing, I will say, go see this movie while it's in theaters. And no, I wasn't paid by Microsoft to wear this or anything. It's just a shirt, in case you were wondering. So Missing, have you seen it? What are your thoughts on it? Or have you seen Searching? What are your thoughts on that? And since we're in the realm of found footage, what's your favorite found footage movie of all time? I might have asked you that before, but I think it's been a while since I have. So what is it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Peace!